Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm back with another tutorial and we're gonna be doing my natural nails today. This is my natural nail length. If you guys want to learn how to grow out your natural nails long and gorgeous, then go check out my other video that I just posted last week. I'm like giving you guys all the secrets and all the tips and tricks on how to get them long and healthy. I'm doing my nails for my summer Europe trip, so this is gonna be like the main event for the summer. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some aura nails and I want to show you guys how to properly use a airbrush. I've shown some different techniques on my TikTok, on my YouTube, on how to do these aura nails, like Pinteresty nails. This is my airbrush machine and this is just like a $30, $20 airbrush machine from Amazon. So for the longest time, what I put inside for the color, I used to mix acetone and gel polish until I realized how toxic and unhealthy these fumes are for me and my client. I've been trying to stop doing that and go for more of like a sustainable, healthy product. I decided to use this. This is specifically for the airbrush and it's a lot more healthier than the acetone and polish mix that I've been doing. I think acetone in general is like the most unhealthiest like thing you could be breathing in. The brand Saviland sent me this package, so we're gonna be unboxing it together and I'm gonna show you guys how I use this and the airbrush together to create the perfect airbrush look. Anyways, I'm excited for this video and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys every single step, how I remove this builder gel that I have on my nails and how I reapply them and get the retention to last. So for those of you who are new here, please subscribe, please like this video and comment down below any questions you have because I am very active in my comments. I will answer your questions if you have any. And yeah, let's get into the video.
Since I have a little bit of builder gel on my natural nails, I'm gonna start by removing that with this e-file, and I'm going at a speed of 25,000 RPMs, which is pretty high. So if you're a beginner, please go with a slower speed, the max being 10,000 RPMs. And I'm constantly moving my removal bit around so I don't burn myself or give myself a heat spike. And I'm gonna remove probably 90% of that bulk of product, and just when I can see my natural nails underneath and check the condition, I'm gonna stop drilling because I don't want to end up overfiling my natural nails. I don't want to make them thin or flimsy, so I always leave 10% of the product still on there. I'm gonna continue this process with all of my nails until they have almost all been removed, and I'm also using a dust collector underneath. If you guys could tell, I really recommend getting a dust collector if you use your e-file quite often, and it's just really unhealthy to get all that dust everywhere in your room, so I really recommend ordering one from Amazon or anywhere so it sucks in all of the dust that is flying around. As you can tell, my dust collector definitely needs to be replaced. If you guys have any brand recommendations, then please let me know, but I'm like really contemplating what brand I should get. Anyways, I'm gonna dust off all the dust and go in with my 240 grit sanding band, and I'm going at a speed of 5,000 RPMs, and this step is super important for your retention, for your nails to last a long time. If you guys want your retention game to change and your nails to last over 4 weeks, then you really have to invest in the 240 grit sanding band. I order mine from Shein. I just bulk order them. They're really cheap and affordable. And I'm just gonna use this to smoothen out my natural nail plate. After the removal, your nails can look quite bulky and chunky, so I just like to blend everything in seamlessly with this bit that I have, and make sure you're being very careful with your cuticle area so you don't cut yourself in this, but the sanding band is very gentle. I do want to mention that this step is necessary either if you do a removal or if you don't. If you're starting with your bare natural nails, this step is still very crucial, so you need to buff your nails either way, and the best way to do that is either with a hand buffer or with a 240 grit sanding band. Now I'm moving on to my cuticle care, and I'm going to start by going in with a cuticle bit. Any bit that works for your cuticle. You really have to like find out what suits you and what your cuticle type is. And for me, this tapered barrel really helps me just lift that pocket up, and it's super gentle. I'm going at a speed of 7,000 RPMs for this, and I'm going in one direction and just lifting the pocket up so I can go in with my nipper later on. I always say this, but try not to go over one spot way too many times. This goes for anything with the e-file. You don't want to repeatedly drill over the same area. That can cause like thin and damaged nails, so just be careful you don't do that. I'm going in with my sharp nippers now, and I'm gonna nip off that white dead skin that I can see. Whatever is dry and like crusty around your nail, it's really important to remove it so nothing interferes with the gel you're gonna put onto your nails. What really affects your retention is your prep, so I really take my cuticle care very seriously, and I'm very detail oriented when it comes to this. And it definitely does take practice. You're not going to be perfect at this on the first try, so just keep trying and be careful with the sharp nippers. So the next step is for me to file my natural nails into the shape that I like, and I'm going for a skinny almond. Since my natural nails are pretty long, I did shorten them just a little bit so that they can grow out to be the perfect length. And once I like the shape as it is and everything is smooth and clean, I'm gonna go in with some dehydrator to strip the nail of all the oils. This is a very crucial step for your nails to last a very long time. You don't want any oils to be interfering with your gel. So after I've put on the dehydrator and I've let it dry for a few seconds, I'm gonna go in with my base coat and apply a very thin layer, but I'm being a perfectionist with this step because your base sets an important foundation for your builder gel to be applied on top. Once you've applied a thin layer on all of your nails, I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds into the big lamp. And now I'm going in with my builder gel, and I'm going to apply a very thin layer first. It's called a slip layer. This layer you're not going to cure right away. You're just kind of setting the foundation again for that bigger bead of builder gel to be applied. And I like using the builder gel that has like a nude color already in it. Some people like to use a transparent color, but I like to just kill two birds with one stone and just get a nude builder. Anyways, as you guys could see, I applied a thicker layer of builder on the top of the nail around the cuticle area, and using a little brush, I'm dragging it down, and then I'm gonna flip my hand over so that the gravity can center that gel into the right area and get this perfect shape, which is called the apex. Anyways, I'm gonna repeat this very detailed step in every nail, but I'm just gonna explain it one more time. You're gonna apply a thin layer of builder gel, which is called the slip layer, then apply the bigger bead of builder gel on the cuticle area and drag it down with a liner brush and flip your hand over and let gravity do its job. And if you guys are still unsatisfied with how the builder gel is laying, then you can go in with your detailed brush and correct the smoothness or the denseness of the builder in certain areas. Now it's time for the exciting part of this video. I'm gonna be using these little liquid drops for the airbrush, and these pigments are super pigmented. Like, I just tried some few out and I only needed like 1 second of it on the nail, and it gave the smoothest consistency. I'm just pouring like 5 drops into the airbrush and then kind of pulling the lever, as you can see, and controlling the airbrush to go in a certain way. And I recommend keeping a bit of distance from the nail and the airbrush. You don't want it to look too splotchy. I don't know how to really say it, but you don't want it to be too concentrated. So I like to pull my airbrush away from the nail and give it the more subtle look, so I have more control over how much color I want. So I went in with like 5 to 6 different colors, and I used this like wet towel to control and clean every single one out. And it was actually a really quick process. It was like 10 minutes of just cleaning the inside of the airbrush, putting 5 more drops in, and then moving on to the next color. So every color, you just needed a few drops for depending on how much you want to use the color. But I did cure each layer for 60 seconds just so it can like stay in place. And once I like it like that, I'm just gonna stop with the airbrush. And I love how subtle and smooth this pigments are. I really definitely recommend ordering these on Amazon if you are wanting to try a new technique and get into the aura nails. To add a very summery and cute detail, I'm going in with some hard gel and same liner brush tool, and then adding some few water droplets on my ring finger. I just like that little hint of like summery wateriness, and I'm curing that for 60 seconds again. Obviously, you guys can add any details you want, any charms you want to add, but I just really like it like this, really subtle and simple and beautiful. I really love how the colors blended in together, and honestly, this is probably my favorite summer set that I've done on myself. I, to be honest, really like just simple colors and beautiful blended colors. So I added some top coat and cured that, and that's it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and please, like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video.